Hello and welcome. Today we bring rare and powerful quotes from Nelson Mandela. And we begin with this quote where he said, "I could not imagine that the future I was walking toward could compare in any way to the past that I was leaving behind." He said, "Real leaders must be ready to sacrifice all for the freedom of their people. I am not a saint unless you think of a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying. Overcoming poverty is not a task of charity, it is an act of justice. Like slavery and apartheid, poverty is not natural. It is man-made and it can be overcome and eradicated by the actions of human beings. Sometimes it falls on a generation to be great. You can be that great generation. Let your greatness blossom." He said, "A fundamental concern for others in our individual and community lives would go a long way in making the world the better place we so passionately dreamt of." We owe our children, the most vulnerable citizens in any society, a life free from violence and fear. Once a person is determined to help themselves, there is nothing that can stop them. It is not where you start, but how high you aim that matters for success. I am not an optimist, but a great believer of hope. There is no easy walk to freedom anywhere, and many of us will have to pass through the valley of the shadow of death again and again before we reach the mountaintop of our desires. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great, and you can be that generation. Let there be justice for all. Let there be peace for all. Let there be work, bread, water, and salt for all. Let each know that for each the body, the mind, and the soul have been freed to fulfill themselves. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. Live life as though nobody is watching, and express yourself as though everyone is listening. One cannot be prepared for something while secretly believing it will not happen. You will achieve more in this world through acts of mercy than you will through acts of retribution. Everyone can rise above their circumstances and achieve success if they are dedicated to and passionate about what they do. I like friends who have independent minds because they tend to make you see problems from all angles. Many people in this country have paid the price before me, and many will pay the price after me. Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. It is not our diversity which divides us. It is not our ethnicity or religion or culture that divides us. Since we have achieved our freedom, there can only be one division amongst us, between those who cherish democracy and those who do not. Money won't create success. The freedom to make it will. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. It is in the character of growth that we should learn from both pleasant and unpleasant experiences. A critical, independent, and investigative press is the lifeblood of any democracy. The press must be free from state interference. It must have the economic strength to stand up to the blandishments of government officials. It must have sufficient independence from vested interests to be bold and inquiring without fear or favor. It must enjoy the protection of the Constitution so that it can protect our rights as citizens. A nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. Where you stand depends on where you sit. I am the captain of my soul. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Lead from the back and let others believe they are in the front. One of the things I learned when I was negotiating was that until I changed myself, I could not change others. As I have said, the first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself. Great peacemakers are all people of integrity, of honesty, and humility. A leader is like a shepherd. He stays behind the flock, letting the most nimble go out ahead, whereupon the others follow, not realizing that all along they are being directed from behind. It is said that no one truly knows a nation until one has been inside its jails. A nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. I have always believed exercise is a key not only to physical health, but to peace of mind. After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's inspiring others to move beyond it. What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we lead. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. In my country, we go to prison first and then become president. We must use time wisely and forever realize that the time is always ripe to do right. I am fundamentally an optimist. Part of being optimistic is keeping one's head pointed towards the sun, one's feet moving forward. There were many dark moments when my faith in humanity was sorely tested, but I would not and could not give myself up to despair. That way lays defeat and death. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. But when you add to that a literate tongue or pen, then you have something very special. There is nothing like returning to a place that remains unchanged to find the ways in which you yourself have altered. I have walked that long road to freedom. I have tried not to falter. I have made missteps along the way, but I have discovered the secret that after climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. I have taken a moment here to rest, to steal a view of the glorious vista that surrounds me, to look back on the distance I have come. But I can only rest for a moment, for with freedom come responsibilities, and I dare not linger, for my long walk is not ended. There is no passion to be found playing small, in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. A freedom fighter learns the hard way that it is the oppressor who defines the nature of the struggle, and the oppressed is often left no recourse but to use methods that mirror those of the oppressor. At a point, one can only fight fire with fire. Education is the great engine of personal development. It is through education that the daughter of a peasant can become a doctor, that the son of a mine worker can become the head of the mine, that a child of farm workers can become the president of a great nation. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. Appearances matter, and remember to smile. During my lifetime, I have dedicated myself to this struggle of the African people. I have fought against white domination, and I have fought against black domination. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve. But if needs be, It is an ideal for which I am prepared to die. The brave man is not the one who has no fears. He is the one who triumphs over his fears. I never lose. I either win or learn. When a man is denied the right to live the life he believes in, he has no choice but to become an outlaw. We can embrace forgiveness, perseverance, equality, leadership, and a commitment to peace inspired by the likes of Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, Gandhi. Before becoming president, Nelson Mandela was in prison for 27 years. He was jailed for standing up to the human rights abuses committed by the apartheid government against black South Africans. When he was finally released from prison in 1990, Mandela addressed the crowd from Cape Town City Hall, saying, "I greet you all in the name of peace, democracy, and freedom for all. I stand here before you, not as a prophet, but as a humble servant of you, the people. Your tireless and heroic sacrifices have made it possible for me to be here today. I therefore place the remaining years of my life in your hands." May his words, the words of Nelson Mandela, continue to inspire us to be agents of change, champions of justice, and beacons of hope. Remember, you have the power to make a difference in the world. If we brought you value today, like, share, and subscribe for more beneficial knowledge and wisdom coming your way. And remember these quotes from Nelson Mandela, when he said, "No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. People must learn to have, and they can learn to hate. They can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite." Until next time, stay safe, stay motivated, and thanks for watching The Growth Mindset.